Man, you at the fights today were like one of the best assets they could have had because you got the crowd pumped up and you got them going, right?
Yes,
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
Listen, I grew up in Cicero. My whole family been fighters. We've been fighters since we were young. Fighting comes through the blood of my veins. So, as a fighter, because I used to be a fighter, and seeing my family and my uncles and they're like my older brothers because I grew up. My grandmother raised me. That's what I know, and that's what I was taught. So my Uncle Dominic, he would have been worse than me. He would have been in the ring trying to eat the fighter off if you didn't knock him out in the first round. He would be fighting the fighter. He would frighten him if the fighter didn't knock him out. So that's what I know, and that's how I grew up. But we've always been a close family, and we've always known to cheer on one of our own. And this kid Adrian, he's from Cicero. I grew up in Cicero.
That's actually Al Capone's old hometown,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Yes, it is.
Al
Okay.
Capone is from his family were from the same part in Italy my family are from, Naples.
Okay, yeah.
So we know that we got to stick together. In Naples, we're called Napolitan. We got to stick together and we got to cheer it on. And even though Adrian might be Hispanic, a Latino, he's still one of us. He still grew up in the same atmosphere we grew up in.
Right.
And he's one of us. We're gonna cheer him on to the fullest, and we're gonna bring in the crowd. We're gonna bring the activity and the enthusiasm and just the spirits of him. He's got to win because we're backing him up. We're there. We want to see one of ours succeed. And like I said, coming from Cicero, growing up in the tough streets of Cicero, the last prospect that would have been a true champion would have been my uncle Vinny Letizia. Vinny Nitro Letizia, he was my uncle. He was 16-0, and he was a prospect coming in. In '93, he passed away on a motorcycle.
Sort of like Corrales, yeah?
Yes,
yeah.
something like Corrales. But my uncle was 4 fights for fighting Greg Hogan. Back then, Greg Hogan was a title holder. My uncle, Harry Arroyo, was a true champion. He was trying to make a comeback. My uncle fought Harry Arroyo. He retired Harry Arroyo. He beat Harry Arroyo to the fullest. Went 10 rounds. My uncle was trained by another uncle of mine, Bobby Salerno, and that's in our blood. And believe me when I tell you, my whole family, we would always back up our own, and we're always the enthusiasts. We're gonna bring the crowd. We are the crowd. You know what I mean? Knowing what I know as a fighter, you gotta bring the spirits of you gotta put everything, your energy into that fighter. So I'm trying to get my energy, jumping up and down, screaming, doing what I can, the enthusiasm into that fighter so he can win. So he knows in his mindset he's got to back.
Let me ask you this, because this is what's beautiful about it. America 50 years ago, right, had people stood behind guys that were like, they had Jewish fighters like Max,
Harold Ritz?
No, the dude, his son ended up on Beverly Hillbillies. Okay. Max Baer, right?
Oh,
yeah, so he wore a Jewish star because he wanted a Jewish fighter. Italian fighters, there was a shitload of Italian fighters.
And Irish fighters were the fighters.
Because we fought to get in this country. I'm a Polish immigrant myself, right? So so we worked out. So you're like a dude, man, with like a modern day persona that's got the mentality of like somebody from 80 years ago, which I find beautiful, right? Yeah. Why does it exist today? You don't see a lot of white motherfuckers watching like boxing, right? It's impoverished neighborhoods, areas where people grew up and had to fight for everything from the start, right? Why does that exist in the Latino and like Italian community now and doesn't exist with white people? You don't see people from Bel Air, getting into the ring. Why is that?
Because we come from nothing. We have nothing. What we know is what we have. What we have is what we know. And it'll be a great, success. We want to see one of us, somebody from poverty. Same thing as Mayweather. He came from nothing, Grand Rapids, Michigan. And his mother, and then his father selling drugs, and he made it. So, it's a dream come true to see one of our own succeed. And that's what we want, and we're gonna give them the full support and the full enthusiasm that we have to give them. I went to Vegas for that fight. Ask my wife. I went to Vegas for simply that fight. Okay.
Yeah.
I was at that fight, and I was calling that fight the whole time. I said Mayweather's gonna. I love Mayweather. He's patient. He's not a knockout artist no more.
Nah.
He's a patient fighter. You come to me, he studies. He observes his fighter, he studies, he counters, and he defenses.
And he makes him look stupid.
And he makes them. He wins.
Yeah.
He's a boxer, and I love him. I respect his craft. I respect Mayweather, and if he's listening, he's hearing me. I respect him to the fullest. His craft, his art. I respect that, and that's what he is. And you know what? He made it. I respect him. I take my hat off to Mayweather.
I gotta feel you out on this. Top 5 fighters right now, regardless of weight class. Top 5 fighters. Who would you put up there?
I would put my uncle Vinny Letizia.
Okay.
That was my uncle. My uncle Cuneo Letizia, which is known as Tony, Tough Tony back then. Mike Tyson, Rocky Marciano, and Floyd Money Mayweather.
So as an Italian, you got 4 Italians and you got 1 dude from Grand Rapids, right? All right.
I love him.
For about current fighting guys, besides your uncles and stuff, current guys fighting.
If you would give me 6, I would give you another one.
I'll give you 6. I'll give you 6. Current guys fighting today.
Fighting today?
Yeah, fighting today. Like Triple G, you know, Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto. I mean, who you got here?
I like Danny Garcia. He's an up prospect. He's coming up. I like him, and I give him a lot of respect.
Okay.
And I hope he is the new WBC champion, undefeated. I respect Danny Garcia. Danny Swift Garcia. If you're hearing this, Nello Letizia says he wants you to be the next champion, true champion, undefeated.
You got 4 or 5 more. You wanted 6, right? Who else you got? Come on. I know Floyd Mayweather's up there. Who else you got?
But he's not fighting no more.
Of course he is. I mean, I'm talking about he's fighting Andre Berto, right?
Oh, who? Mayweather?
Yeah.
Mayweather's fighting Andre Berto.
Yeah.
Mayweather is gonna win that fight. Mayweather, he's skilled. It doesn't matter the age. He's skilled, and he's gonna. It's not. You know what? Mayweather is gonna win that fight. He's gonna go the distance. If he gets a knockout, he'll take it and accept it. And you know, God bless him. But he's gonna win it through the distance because he's gonna study him. He's gonna counter him, and he wins by the point system. And I respect it because that's his sport. That's his craft. That's how he plays his game.
Right. 4 more, man. 4 more. Who else you got? We got Mayweather on there. We got Danny Swift Garcia. What are the other 4 right now, man? Who do we got to look out for?
I like Canelo Alvarez.
All right, Canelo Alvarez.
He's young, aggressive. He's, you know, he could be a new up and coming champion for the Latino community. I give Canelo Alvarez the next one.
Okay.
So there's 3 more on there.
3 more on there, man. What about Miguel Cotto? He's fighting Miguel Cotto.
I like Miguel Cotto. I honestly like Miguel. Miguel Cotto retired a good friend of mine, Rocky Martinez, who grew up with my uncle Vinny Letizia. Miguel Cotto, I give Miguel Cotto a lot of props. I give him a lot of respect. He's got his own style and craft, and you know what? I like him. Miguel Cotto reminds me of a boxer that if you gave me one more, like I told you, that's not boxing, I would have to say Fernando Vargas.
Fernando Vargas.
He's from nothing. He's aggressive. He came from the streets, but he was, at the time, when he was young, when he fought Trinidad, he should not really fought Trinidad. He should have waited, because he could have beat Trinidad, and he could have beat De La Hoya. I like De La Hoya too. De La Hoya, I respected. De La Hoya came up the same time my uncle was coming up, and he was the golden boy. Back in '92, he was the golden boy, and my uncle didn't make the Olympics. He went straight pro. He was making a name for him. I respect De La Hoya as well.
Who's the best Mexican fighter?
As we speak right now, I would have to say Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Canelito. All right, we're gonna go with him. Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. What's gonna happen though when Cotto? What if Cotto picks him apart? Since he went up with Roach, he's got that left hook back, right? He's going back to the old school, sort of a little more rugged, a little more rough.
He's aggressive.
Yeah.
He's aggressive. Cotto, he's strong. He's bigger. He's got more experience. Canelo, losing to Mayweather, he's got something to gain. He's got to make a name for himself.
Right.
He's got that urge, like, you know, a kid coming out of the you know, what do you call
barrios.
Yeah, like just I gotta make it.
Right.
He's got a lot. He's aggressive. He's gonna be aggressive, and he's gonna win the fight. I think I give the fight. If you ask me my opinion, now I'm entitled to my opinion.
Of course.
Okay. If you ask me, Miguel Cotto or Saul Alvarez, I give the fight to Saul Alvarez. Okay. and that's my opinion.
Last good fighter right now. What do you think of Triple G? Anything of the dude? The dude, has he been tested or not? Where's he at?
Triple G?
Yeah.
I think Triple G, when he gets his next big fight and he proves to the world that he can make it, I'll give a lot of respect to him.
All right.
I will.
So number one right now is undetermined, right? Depending on what he does.
Yes.
All right.
You want my fighter right now, pound for pound?
Yeah.
It's Mayweather.
All right.
It's Floyd Money Mayweather, pound for pound.
Wonderful.
It's proven fact. He's not defeated. There's no blueprint on beating this guy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now I don't care what people say that he won. I personally think when he fought De La Hoya that he might have lost, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, he won the. I thought watching the fight because I was going for De La Hoya. But now my thoughts and my opinions about Mayweather are a whole different. Because now we're talking about, back then it was May 5th of 2000 and, what were we gonna say?
4 or 5, something like that,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
But now my thoughts and opinions for Mayweather are a whole different.
And that was 10 damn years ago, like you said, and he picked his ass apart, right? I mean, yeah.
I honestly watched the Mayweather De La Hoya fight, and I studied it. I literally, with my controller, rewinded, and I seen how Mayweather did counter him and slip him and hit him and point-wise. And if you ask me today who really won that fight, I would have to say Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. Anything else you want to add that I haven't asked you? Anything else about boxing? Anything else about your family? Anything, man?
Like boxing pumps through my blood. It's in my blood. My uncle Dominic, I said, you see my enthusiasm today?
Of course.
He's 10 times more than me. And you would have loved the interview, believe me when I tell you. And like I said, that's how we came up, and I would want to see a prospect from my hometown, Cicero, Illinois, come up and win a world title. Because the only guy that was going to win a world title from Cicero, Illinois would have been Vinny Lititz, my uncle. And like I said, I want to see him win it. I want to see.
You want to see that come to fruition, definitely.
Have a world title, and honestly say, this is for all of my fans. Most of all, this is for my hometown Cicero. Because Mayweather, when he won his first title, I'm sure he dedicated to his hometown.
Right.
He's resigns in Las Vegas now, but truth is, he's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Am I right?
Right, you're right.
And I respect Mayweather. To me, Mayweather is the best, and probably will be the best, and retire the best.